Well, been watching in the news tonight the so-called Palestinians, which are actually Arab refugees that ran from Israel in the War of 47 and never existed in history, are whining and wringing their hands over the attack by the IDF. And what gets me is they're upset because Israel is attacking them and Hamas, but where was their outrage when Hamas was launching rockets into Israel? Could it be that the Jewish people have lived in their homeland for over 3 millennia? They've been overrun several times by various groups, such as the Romans, and the latest being the Muslims in about 800 AD. Now, Islam, I understand, teaches that people of the book, Jews and Christians, if they wish to live in Muslim lands, even though they were originally from those lands, the people of the book, that is, not the Muslims, have to pay jizya, the poll tax, and feel themselves subdued, living basically as fourth-class citizens. Could it be the Muslims are really upset because the Jews have taken their land back? In other words, they've broken their similitude with the Muslims and are not basically kissing their Muslim masters' asses anymore. Could that be the real reason that the Muslims are doing all the hollering and screaming? They keep talking about occupied lands, but never define it really unless you look hard. And I gather the Palestinian definition of occupied lands is Gaza, the West Bank, and all of the land that Israel sits on. And they talk about solutions to the Israeli problem. Maybe they ought to be more honest and do what Hitler did and say final solution. Because for a person in the book that rebels against Muslim masters and ceases to pay the poll tax to the Muslims for protection from the Muslims, is considered to be at war with Muslims, Islam, and the Muslim world. Before some Muslim jumps all over me for that, it's in your own Quran. Go and read it. I, for one, get sick and tired of this nonsense. People of Israel have a right to live on the land that was their ancestors, and there should be no right of return for the Arab refugees, unless there's an equal right of return for all the Jews that were thrown out of Muslim lands after the Muslims got their ass kicked in the War of Independence in 47. Let's remember one thing. After the UN partitioned the land, then the first thing the Arab nations and Muslim nations of the world did was attack, with the stated aim of driving the Jews into the sea. In other words, genocide. It's time Muslims got their heads out of their behinds. Put it more simply, it's time Muslims grasp their ears firmly, pull their heads out of their camels' behinds. They need some air. And for what's happening now in Gaza, Muslim people only have themselves to blame. Just how long do they think that if the IDF is going to stand by and not respond? Israel is a sovereign nation, whether Muslims want to believe it or not, and they have every right to defend themselves. And they try to have peace many times. Look at what happened. They give them back land that they took in various wars, and every time Hamas and Hezbollah said we're going to have peace, then they start launching rockets again. Well, where's the peace? Any truces? Muslim terrorists and Hezbollah and Hamas turned around and used the truce as the time to rearm. Apparently, in Islamic philosophy, that's all a truce is meant for. A time where Muslims are weak to draw back, rearm, attack again when they feel they're strong enough. And one of the further comments, any Muslim wants to insult me or be rude, I suggest you read my profile. The reaction is quite simple. I delete your comment and I block you. Want to be polite and disagree politely? That's fine. You have a good day.